And that bitch, Jen, you know what I'm going to do, Jen? I'm calling your district manager. I'm telling them what happened and what you did and how you fucked up. And I'm telling them how that other blonde girl was rude to me. I'm telling them, Jen. Oh, Jen, your ass. Your ass is going to get reamed. It was just a really, really bad situation that ended badly.
D, wait for it. Delightful.
Check out the name tag. You're in my world now, Grandma.
What's up, nerds? So I just finished the She-Hulk season finale. And wow, what an enormous piece of shit that was. Gosh, this show has just been a car crash created by Jen Walters. Just car crash after car crash with this show. It's just been the worst. It's bad writing all the way around. I have not enjoyed it at all. I want to just say that I think that the writers of this show, Jessica Gao especially, and the rest of the writers' room, I hope you guys get fired. I hope you never have another writing job ever again. I hope that every time you go to a restaurant and you order a steak, it's just not cooked right, and then they never get it right. I hope that every day for the rest of your life, your dog looks you dead in the eye, just dead in the eye, as it takes a big shit on your carpet. Yeah, every day. Because you've taken a big shit on She-Hulk. And I have no love for you, like, whatsoever. Like, man, and I can't believe that Kevin Feige gave the green light on this, the She-Hulk light. Because wow. It just, like, the show makes no sense whatsoever. And you know what? It could have been good. It could have been really good. Man. Jessica Gao will all these people will probably fail up. That's how it works these days. Everybody bad writing is rewarded. I just can't. I'm so annoyed with this, but what are we going to do, you guys? What are we going to do? I know what we're going to do. We're going to break down this season finale, and then I'll give you my real good thoughts on my season 1 review, because I'm doing a season 1 review, maybe a collab. We'll see if I can get somebody to collab with me. But yeah, man, I do not want to watch this show ever again. I would rather watch a porno starring my parents than ever watch this show again. Okay. Before I get started on this breakdown, I just want to say that if you like what I do here and you enjoy independent content here on YouTube, please consider subscribing to my channel. YouTube is always changing up their algorithm, and small channels like mine, we just keep getting shoved to the back of the line. So I please ask that you like, share, and subscribe, and I thank you in advance. So now that we got that out of the way, let's do this breakdown. Oh my God, I'm like not in the mood for this right now, because I can't believe I wasted my time watching that nonsense. It was so stupid. All right. Sorry, I need to cleanse the palate. I still have that shit taste in my mouth from this show. All right. So it starts off with an intro, and it's this one. All this stuff is from it's a take on the those old movies and old TV show with what's his face, I can't remember her name, where they used a bodybuilder as Hulk. Now this right here, hold on, I have a tweet from her. This is actually a real person. She was the stand-in for Jen Walters, Maslany, Tatiana Maslany. Yeah, she was a stand-in. She did a good job. And this opening part, I was actually like, this is really nice. I actually like it. It's really fun, and then she does the whole, you wouldn't like me when I'm angry. And I was like, she looked like a man right there. But I thought this was actually really fun. This part right here, I was like, okay, not too bad. It's a fun little take on the old show movies, which I love those movies. I don't remember watching the show, but if I did, I don't remember it. But I just remember, I remember the Trial of the Hulk and Daredevil showed up, loved it, and then there was the one with Thor in it. It's just so good. They're hokey, but they're fun. Anyways, so it's a dream when Jen wakes up in prison. And they're like, hey, you hulked out. We got you a deal. You can get out of prison, but you have to wear an ankle monitor like the Abomination. She's like, okay, fine, whatever. So she gets fired, and her friend's all like, I got you all these coasters from the break room, but and she's all like, I'm still gonna work here because they pay me really good. And she's like, you guys, don't worry about me. I'm gonna be just fine. And I'm like, good for you. Pick yourself back up, Jen. What? First off, yeah, she like I bet well, going back here. This woman, which this character and this actress was not used enough or well enough, in my opinion. Like she had the one episode, but they really should have used this show could have been so good. You know, I'll say this because I said it, I believe, my last one, but they said this was kind of like an Ally McBeal kind of show. And everybody I talked to, they're like, I don't remember Ally McBeal being that very funny. And I go, you're right. I don't remember Ally McBeal being very funny either. But you know what I do remember, and I know now? I don't remember it being bad, and I don't hear anybody talking shit about Ally McBeal. You want to know why? Because even though it might not have been funny, it definitely was good. So there's the difference. So maybe they should have watched some episodes. They probably should have just copied and pasted Ally McBeal episodes, like got the script and just, hey, we're gonna do this episode of She-Hulk, but we're just gonna change, Ally is now Jen, and we'll just throw in a couple scenes with some She-Hulk in there. And then, and you know what? I'd have been fine with that. I'd have been fine with that over this shit. So anyway, so she gets fired. Boo-hoo. And then they all go off on how she's like a danger to society because she hulked out. And I'm all like, listen, I'm on Jen's side with hulking out over the sex tape over the thing. If I had a sex tape, if I had one, and it was plastered on a huge screen and everybody saw my Vienna sausage, and that's how big it is. It's so small. Anyways, but I would be mortified, and I'd want to Hulk smash that shit too. So I get that, especially if it was in front of my parents. So anyway, so then she's so I'm totally on her side about smashing the screen and everything. And the reporters are outside her house, and I'm like, oh, poor her. So she goes with her parents, and she's like, they're like, you can come stay here. And she's like, but I put some exercise equipment in your room, and I work out every day at 7. You should join me. She put like a dumbbell and like a bike, one of those little unicycle thingies. I'm like, it's not really like workout equipment. You're using that term very loosely, honey. So she leaves her swanky apartment. Which, I mean, didn't she lose her job before and she was able to afford this place? And doesn't she have first and last month's rent? I think she's fine right now. She could have stayed there. Anyway, so he's water hosing everybody off his lawn, which I'm like, I get that. Dad protecting his daughter. At this point in time, I'm not annoyed with the episode. Like, I'm like, it's not that great, but just because I've got that bad taste in my mouth from before, but this, oh God. Oh, so she's in her bedroom. There's the bike. Sorry, I didn't get a good shot of it. Oh, and she's got Legally Blonde and Aaron Brockovich posters. I was like, are you fucking kidding me right now? UCLA. I was just like, you know what? Whatever. Is that Casablanca? Hold on. I can't tell. Oh no, it says California. So I'm like, ooh, way to pick some real good lawyer movies. Why don't you just have an Ally McBeal poster up here, guys? So they're mapping this out like it's like they're detectives and this is, their case. Well, because she wanted those people to go after these people before. And her friend she's chattering up with mom, chatter, chit, chit. And she's like, yeah, of course I want to see the rest of those baby pictures of Jen and everything. And I'm all like, I love baby pictures, even my baby pictures. I'm like, yeah, I want to see my baby pictures. Anyways. So, and again, up to this point, I'm actually like, it's not the good best, but it's not bad. So I'm like, whatever. So she's like, we need to find out who these people are, the intelligentsia people. And they can't do it because, it's, the internet. And, I mean, like, I know some people are able to find, like, you could find out who I am and where I live and all that nonsense, like, easily. I know, because I've done it before. But I mean, like, I'm not on the internet, like purposely trolling people like this show has these people doing. And, I mean, yeah, will I troll somebody? Sure. Yeah. Every now and then, but I'm not like a professional. Some people, that's like their lives. And I don't understand those people because I got shit to do. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, so her mom shows her a picture of her like twerking in college. It was actually not that bad. She's got some sexy underwear on. And I like Tatiana Maslany with the do, like the long hairdo, like the long hair and in a ponytail kind of thing. She looked good. She looked like one of her characters from Orphan Black. So I was like, she looks really, good there. Why is her hair in this, bob, this weird fro she's got going on? I don't like it. So she's like, Mom, would you just leave? And she's like, send that to me. And she's like, I already did and everything. So she's like, I'm going to use that video to her advantage. So Jen's feeling it. So and she breaks the fourth wall here. Can't remember what she says. She texts Bruce and she's what she calls Smug Hulk. It's pretentious. She says, hey, what are you up to? Because before Pug tried to call him. Then she texts Mil Blonsky. She's like, hey, Mil, your offer's still good to stay for a few days. And she goes up there. She's like, yeah, I need a mental health day or some bullshit like that. Times are changing. So what's her face? She uploads the video. There she is. She looks really cute with this long hair, like her hair long like this. And then I didn't get the underwear, but man, it was pretty sexy. Like I was like, you're giving me blood flow right now, Jen. But she uploads this into Intelligentsia, which what a waste of Intelligentsia. And so I found this video of She-Hulk in college begging for attention. And then she gets a direct message from Hulk King. It says, epic find. There's a private event tonight. You should come. Deets below, Hulk King. So she's like, oh my God, am I a genius? You're not. You're just, you're written that way. So it says, anyway, sweet vid, hope to see you at the event, bro. And she said, hell yeah, I'll be there. And she's like, bro. And she's like, Pug, I need your favor. And remember, he owed her a favor from the shoe situation in episode 3. Doesn't matter. So Jen gets there. She parks like an asshole. And there's this guy who was a part of the Wrecking Crew, ruined the Wrecking Crew, a great nemesis / villain that they could have used in future shit or appropriately in this. Didn't, though. They didn't. Remember the one that was like waving his head? He's in here somewhere also, but he was like waving his head around like this. What is that? I thought Josh would be one of the Wrecking Crew, but he's not. So she's reading Blonsky's haiku book. It sucks, she says. I'm pretty sure it does. Haikus are no fun. Not into haikus. Anyways, so then these two go to the event. She parks like an asshole. What's up with women in driving? What's up, ladies? Come on. I know you're all like, man, it's like a driving more statistically. Well, because we probably had to swerve away from you bitches. Anyways, so she's like, go in there and pretend to be one of their bros. And he puts in an ear thing and he's all like, do I really have to wear this earbud? And she's like, trust me, you're not going to be the only one there. I need you to screen grab somebody else that had an earbud in because I couldn't find one. How embarrassing would it have been if this guy had one right there, but he didn't. So these guys are all talking, and of course they're using the talking points of like what you would assume that somebody would say. Or I know that they want to try to get some of these hate channels. Well, they call them hate channels, but they just don't like it because they just don't like it. I've been called a hate channel before. But I promise you, I'm not trying to. Well, this episode, I'm definitely trying to hate on it because it sucked. But for the most part, I go into a show that I like. This show I thought was going to be good. Go watch my trailer reactions. Besides the CGI, I thought it was going to be decent. No, they messed it up. Anyways, so they're all like, I'm just saying, we already have a He-Hulk. Why do we need a She-Hulk? And I'm like, I've never heard anybody say that. I've never heard anybody say that. YouTube, personal life, nothing. Then they start talking about like, then they say Lady Thor, or or maybe they said female Thor. And she's like, refer to women as females. I mean, yeah, like, I mean, I don't refer to women as females for the most part, but I'll be like, if I ever want to, if I'm talking about something, I'll be like, like a female. Anyways, it doesn't even matter. So he gets into it and he's all, nepotism and yeah, and everything. I'm like, oh, great. All you got to do is say one word answers and us bros get all crazy. So P.S. I would not have fit in this group because they would have been like, when the whole nepotism, I would have been like, what? Nepotism? What? Stop it, you guys. And then, so it's revealed that Todd is Hulk King. And I'm not the only one that said it. I've been watching some other people's reviews. Other people have said it too. But if you go back to the episode where he was first introduced, or maybe the second one, I can't remember, it said Hulk Todd. So right then and there, it's like, oh, Todd's the bad guy, and then he's King Hulk because they said King Hulk. Anyways, so they're just like, I'm not saying that women can't have superpowers. I'm just saying get the best person for the job. And they use these like, that is true. Well, not with the superpowers thing. I mean, like, this is the thing. Anybody can have superpowers. The whole best person for the job doesn't work for this because with that, we're talking about acting. Like, if you get superpowers, because I'm pretty sure Spider-Man sucked before, and he did before he got the superpowers, and then he learned how to be a good hero. That goes for every single superhero. Except for Captain Marvel, because she was already just so freaking amazing. Anyways, I said that on purpose. Calm down. That movie was okay. It wasn't the best movie. You have to be honest. Anyways, so she loses signal, but she's like, he has to improvise. He can't improvise. And I'm like, why are you treating Pug like, and this is the thing. They treat Pug like a dick because in the comic book, he's actually a smart dude. He's a lawyer, for instance, but he totally gets sidelined, like friend zoned hardcore. And I'm all like, and he's a good dude. He's a little bit chubbier though in the comic books. He's not fat, but he's got like, he's like me. He's got some chin fat, but this guy is very fit. And I do like this actor. I just wish they would have done a better job with this character. They could have done a better job with this whole freaking show. I'm telling you, it could have been great, but they messed up. Anyway, so they're like, we need to start. So he's all like, I'm going to bring out my guest who cost a lot of money. I can't remember what else he said in here. Because it's something about how She-Hulk is a female and, females suck. I'm surprised he wasn't like, females are only good for 3 things: making beds, making pies, and making babies. I'm surprised they didn't say some stupid shit like that. So then we hop over and she's all like, where's Emil? And she's all like, he's down in the little ranch thing. I don't remember, conference room. So they're all like, we're going to bring on our guest because he costs a lot of money. Abomination. And he comes in and he's Abomination and he looks cool. And he just like starts repeating the stuff like, be proud to be a boy lover and everything. So they're all going at it. Look, ears. Do you see any little bud in anybody else's ear? That's what I thought. Okay. So she hops up and my arrow's in the way. So he looks cool there. I don't know. The show could have been so good. She walks in, she's like, meal? And he's all like, oh, I just transfer into Abomination just for profit. I'm just making money. I do these small appearances. And she's like, I spoke up for you. And then they're all like, oh my goodness, I need to just do this. So then he's all like, she's like, you're Hulk King? And he's like, yeah. He's like, because you didn't earn your powers. He's like, I had Josh steal your blood. I'm like, when? And he's like, synthesized a thing. And then he's like, because unlike you, Jen, I earn my powers. I earn my powers. And so he stabs himself, and then he's all like, and then he like starts transforming, and he turns into a Hulk, and he's like, "Oh yeah, come at me, bro!" And I'm all like, "Oh, get the fuck out of here with that nonsense!" And they're loving it. They're like, "Oh yeah, oh my god, come here, I love it," and everything. So then Titania busts through, and she's like, "Titania," and at this point, I'm all like, I mean, this is actually doesn't like I'm like at this point I was all like, it's not bad. Like I'm all like, I'm down. I'm down for this. I'm down with this sickness. And then he goes after Jen, and Abomination saves her. No, you can't have a man save a woman in this. So then and then he's like, get him. And the dudes start attacking Abomination like they were going to beat him. Hulk smashes in from the ceiling, which I'm not going to lie, I'm still totally into this. So far at this point, I am not upset with the show, except for the fact that they're doing this stupid, dude bro thing. He's like, look, go my cousin, a-hole, asshole. I can just say it. So then he's like, no, you have the wrong impression. Then they start fighting. Then she's all like, and then she starts seeing that, and then she's like, oh my God, what's going on here? These storylines don't make any sense. She's like, are you guys enjoying? And then it goes to the Disney Plus menu screen. And she's all like, hold on, let me just transform. And then she punches out her little icon thing from the screen. And then she's like, oh yeah, Avengers Assemble. And then she hops in here. And then she lands. And she's in the real world. She's walking through the studio, Disney studio. And she gets over to the She-Hulk production thing. And then the writer's room, this is Jessica Gao, this little fat girl right here, that's Jessica Gao. They're all like, what if for season 2 we have it an extended dream sequence? And I'm all like, oh my God. And then She-Hulk walks in. There's Jessica Gao, little fat girl. I think this is another writer on. They're all probably really writers, except for these two, the two actors in the room. And I just want you to notice that it's, so, diverse and inclusive. Because that's all that you had to do to get this job. They didn't hire the best person for the job, clearly, and everything, which I'll talk about that in a little bit, but I have some other thoughts. And so they're like, we have to follow a formula. I'm like, you did not follow a formula in this. And she's all like, well, I want to change it. She's like, who do I? And she's like, they're like, this is what Kevin wants. And she's like, well, I want to talk to Kevin. And they're like, ha, nobody talks to Kevin. So she's like, well, I'm going to talk to Kevin. So she goes in and she's like, hello, I would like to talk to Kevin. And he's like, hey, you're She-Hulk. She's like, yep. And he's like, you have to sign this non-disclosure. And then he calls security. And she beats them all up and gets in there to talk to Kevin. And she's watching all these movies. And there's Kevin. It's supposed to be Kevin Feige. And it stands for Knowledge Nexus. Okay? Doesn't even freaking matter. And he formulates what they're going to put out. And I'm all like, oh, so this is what we have to blame for phase 4. Because what they did Marvel, I believe it was called Marvel Now, where they introduced all these really crappy characters like Ms. Marvel, America Chavez. Hold on, let me name some men so that way you don't get all. Falcon as Captain America, which I'm all like, he was so cool as Falcon. But I'm not mad that he's that. Mackie is playing Captain America because I really like Anthony Mackie. He is so freaking cool. I'm just a little annoyed with this whole situation. So then Kevin's all like, well, we need to figure this out. And and then he goes, can you turn back into Jen because you cost a lot of money? And so she's like, but he's like, but wait until we pan away from you. So and then he says, because our visual department has moved on to a new movie. And I go, it's really insensitive because we're talking that the writers, Jessica Gao, that they don't give a shit about the visual effects people because they put out this article about how they were basically being treated like shit. And the writers of this show don't care about them. They don't care about them because they're like, whatever, we're writers. We're so much better than you. And they're dicks. So then she's like, she's like, can I have my closing statement? He's like, sure. She's like, why don't we just change some stuff? Because, we don't have to fit into the thing. Get rid of this dude bro thing. Have a meal. We'll get rid of Hulk. have a meal, have to, account for his actions and then make it during the day. We don't have, it doesn't always have to be at night. And he's like, why are you sitting down? And he's all like, all this yada, yada, yada. And she's like, and where are the X-Men and everything? He's like, I can't tell you that. And I'm all like, look at that face. I should use that as my thumbnail. And then she's all like, I can't remember what he said. He's like, yeah, we're done here. See you in the movies. And she's like, really? And he's like, no. And then, I didn't get a good screenshot of it. But she goes, okay. So she makes the comment. She goes, here I am smashing, She-Hulk smashing, smashing the fourth wall, smashing dumb endings, smashing Matt Murdock, ooh, and everything. And I go, but you know what you're not smashing, Jen? You're not smashing ratings, because look at that. This is the first episode, didn't make the top 10. Second episode didn't make the top. This is the Nielsen ratings, by the way, didn't make the top 10. And I'm very curious to see where it falls in the weeks coming forward. And I would love to see where this episode falls in the Nielsen ratings. Because I bet you I bet you if anything, it's gonna be real low and everything. So it's just such a shame. So then we go back here, and Titania is like, oh my god, you guys, we're about to see like a real live action murder. Which, you know what gets me is Titania could have been a good villain. Ooh, everything in here could have been good. Okay, moving on. Todd gets arrested. She's like, I'm gonna take you to court. I'm gonna beat you. Daredevil falls out of the sky. She's like, I don't need you. I've done it. He's like, oh, great. And he's like, are they hooking up? And I'm like, I roll, please. Emil's going back to prison for 10 years because he violated his parole. And I'm all like, don't you think that's a little harsh for a first time violation? But whatever. Then they're having Sunday dinner with the fam, and they're interrogating her new boyfriend, which, listen, I am totally okay with these two dating. I liked their little meet cute where they flirted with each other. That part was not the problem. I don't see how their boyfriend girlfriend, when he lives in New York and she lives in California, I'm all like, that's a little long distance, never works out. Trust me, I've tried. It sucks. And I was only 3 hours away, and it was BS. I'm pretty sure she cheated. Anyways, so then guess who? Oh, shoot. Okay, so Hulk shows up. He's like, hey, guys, I want to introduce you to somebody. This is Scar, my son. And I'm all like, I mean, I told you, I thought it was going to be Hulkling, but he does, the son of Hulk, he does have a son. Totally fine that they introduced him here. But now I'm all like, what are they going to do about Hulkling? Are they going to have a Hulkling? I don't know. And I literally just don't care. Because then they're like, oh my God, come here, Grace, we love you. Oh my gosh, is that my grandbaby? So then this guy's all like, yada, yada, yada. And he's like, She-Hulk. I can't remember what he asks her here. I don't know. I don't care. And he's like, and she's like, I will smash you. And he's like, in the courtroom or in the streets? She's like, both. He's like, can you tell us who you're wearing? And she's like, okay, we're done here. And she goes in and he's like, there's She-Hulk being sassy as ever. And that's where the episode ends. And then we go to a post-credit scene where Emil is in his thing, and then Wong shows up and he's like, finally. And he's all like, sorry, I got pulled away. And he's like, did you get pulled into another show? And he's like, it is peak television. I'm like, this is not peak television. The Marvel shows have not been peak television. I mean, other shows have been peak television, like if you're watching House of the Dragon, say, but not this show. Not even kind of close. Can't even make Nielsen ratings. So what does that say? And then he's like, you got Wi-Fi. And he's like, what are your terms about visitors or whatever, and Comatage and everything. So then he goes over to Comatage, and I don't know if we'll ever see him again. And I literally just don't care. And so that's the end of this episode, you guys, the season finale. It was pure shit. It was no good. It was bad. I hated it. If you didn't hate it, I don't understand how you liked it. But if you did, good for you. Good for you. I'm happy that you liked it. But at the same time, I'm all like, again, I just don't understand how you could like it. It's just bad. It's such bad writing. And I literally, I will do a season 1 review. Hopefully I can do it tomorrow, but I'll have to do Rings of Power, which is going to have its season finale, hopefully series finale. And, all that stuff. It's just bad. This was bad. It's so bad. And I know some of you are going to defend it, which I get it. I get it. If you love it, you love what you love. But this was freaking awful. All right, you guys, that's all I got for you. Tell me, what did you guys think about this season finale? Did you like it? Did you not like it? Who was your favorite character? All that stuff. And I'm done now. Thank you for watching. Please share this with everybody so we can know, everybody know in the state of Wisconsin, whole United States, that Jen from Appleton. Check your shit out. Go ahead and leave all your comments in that section down below. If you like this video, go and hit that like button. I won't mind. If you're new to my channel, please hit that subscribe button. I'd greatly appreciate it. And you guys can wait for my She-Hulk season 1 review coming soon. Whenever. All right. You guys have a good day. She-Hulk smash. Bye.